Hey, how's it going? I'm currently riding the New Mexico Backcountry Discovery Route, sections 3 and parts of 2. I decided to ride it from the north to the south since I had already ridden from Highway 60 north and ridden all those sections. I was looking for a nice place to go in the spring where it wouldn't be too hot, but was still open, no snow was left, and temperatures would be okay. Highs have been in about the 80s. It got down to 33 last night. So it's still cool at night, but more than comfortable for camping. This has been an amazing day and a half of riding. I've seen a lot of fantastic wildlife. It's green up here, there's lots of flowers. So stick around and I'll show you what you can see in sections 3 and parts of 2, mostly through the Gila in the spring. Alright, so I started on the Bill Knight Gap Road off of Highway 60 somewhere near Red Hill, which if you follow the BDR, it'll take you down to Luna. It loops through a mountain area, which I didn't realize it did that. I was looking at paper maps, not the BDR map. And so that loop was really great. It's not challenging riding, it's just dirt roads, but it's quite scenic and nice ponderosa trees, and I just enjoyed the ride. So I'll show you bits and pieces of that. Alright, so that was the ride up to Luna, which was quite nice. So from Luna you head down the highway to Forest Road 208. And the beginning of that, because I'm going from north to south, it was a pretty steep climb, not loose, not rocky, just a little bit steep. Not bad at all, but that was a really great loop. It got you up into some high elevation. And then coming down out of that, which I'll show you, it was a fun little roller coaster ride through some dirt switchbacks that were really tight, and they just weave their way right back down to the bottom of the hill. That was a lot of fun. Once you get done with that, it's about a 7-mile ride up to a reserve, so make sure you get gas there. And then I headed south through the San Francisco box area and then up into the Gila. Now what I wasn't expecting was the first 20 miles of leaving reserve was broken asphalt, areas of the asphalt was fine, and then areas of gravel, so that goes on and off for at least 20 miles. Just be careful in the corners. There's a lot of gravel in the corners. The pavement didn't exist. So just something to think about. Now, once you get to the end of that, the road splits. And the route that I was taking took me on Forest Road 180. That was meant to have an alternate loop, and I had intended to do the alternate, but I was confused to where that was. So I ended up doing 180. 180 was an extremely challenging ride. It was steep, loose, baby head, rocky, that climbed and climbed and climbed, and there were several points on my way up where I considered turning around. And I don't think I would do it again, but I was able to do it. Now, no matter what you may think about the GS's, I will say after riding that, these things are tractors. First gear, just grind and grunt, not trying to go fast, just making sure I had traction. I didn't need to do a lot of clutch work to get up this. I did stall once that I think I captured on camera that you'll see. When I stalled, I was concerned that 1, I was going to drop the bike, and 2, whether or not I was going to be able to get started without spinning out a lot and losing traction right away, but I was able to get over it. Now the great thing is once I got to the top, I got to start seeing some fun wildlife. There were elk at the top of the hill, and then as I was descending out of there, I did see a turkey. So that got me over to Snow Lake, or that area where I camped last night.
Free your mind.
Yeah, unexpected challenge today.
Okay, so I camped near Snow Lake last night, and it turns out that that area is part of the Continental Divide Trail. Now, if you're lucky enough, you may have a hiker come by, and I encourage you to invite them to stay with you. If you've got extra food, share some food with them. If you've got extra water, certainly give them water. There's not a lot of water options here in the Gila and in New Mexico.
You need any hot water?
No, it should be alright.
Okay.
And you'll have some nice conversation and have a chance to visit with somebody. I typically camp and ride alone, so it was nice to have somebody for the evening. So keep that in mind if you're in this area, that you might have a visitor, and welcome them in. I really enjoyed this ride because of the wildlife too. Now, I already mentioned that I saw elk, I've seen deer, saw a turkey. I saw a bald eagle today that I don't normally see bald eagles in New Mexico, maybe because I'm just not in the right places, but I did see that. And I saw this coyote wolf dog thing. I'm not exactly sure what it is. I know that in southern New Mexico we have Mexican wolves. It doesn't quite look like a coyote, a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. I don't know, I'm not an expert in this, but I did see this. Another note, it's important to stay bear aware here. You're in an area where there's lots of bears, so be smart with your food. Don't have it in your tent. Make sure you pack it away. If you have a bear bag that's like a Kevlar bag, I recommend that. Last night, there was a bear that walked by the campsite. I didn't know it, but this morning when I got up to leave, when I got on the road, I could see the bear tracks on the road that were on top of my motorcycle tracks, or on top of the hiker that came through. So it was within a quarter mile of camp. I hope you've enjoyed seeing Section 3 and parts of Section 2 of the New Mexico Backcountry Discovery Route. in May in the spring, and it encourages you to get out and ride and maybe gives you some ideas of where you can go. So thanks for watching, and I will see you out there.